Hello everyone. Hi. Good afternoon to all. I hope you all are doing good. So, welcome to the Sisya's coding session series part 2, and today we are going to start with a very cool topic, that is Python unlock master variables and operators. I hope you all are doing good. You've enjoyed yesterday's session and let's continue from here. Now, I have introduced myself. Again, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Vaishnavi and I have done my masters from BITS Pilani and I have taught more than 50,000 plus students. I'm coding and robotics expert and experienced educator and product technologist. So, welcome to the Sisya's class. Now, moving ahead, so today we are going to start with our next topic, as I told you, that is master variables and operators in our journey. Okay, so now let's move ahead. So what are the objectives that we are going to cover in this session today? So firstly, you will be learning about variables and data storage. What are variables? How variables are used? Why we have to learn variables? Okay, then what are data types? Then arithmetic and logical operators we are going to learn, and then a fun coding activity. Okay, so moving ahead, just a second. Okay, just a second. Okay, so moving ahead here, now let's understand variables. So what are variables? So firstly, you have heard this word before as well, but in coding, variables are container for storing data. Now, variables are containers. Now, how containers? See, for example, if you can just see in this container, okay, some of the stuff is there inside it. Okay, so container is used to store some stuff, okay, like cereals, okay, you have seen, or you can store some biscuits, anything like that. Okay, so in coding also it is, the variable plays a similar role. So basically variable is storing the data. Okay, variable is a container that stores your value. Now, why we have to store the value? Because if you want to perform any of the arithmetic operations, any of the calculations, you want something should be there, that we want something should be stored. So at that time, variables come in the picture. Okay, so variables are containers, right, that is used to store your data. Now, so whenever you're using variables, make sure that there are some of the rules that you need to follow. Okay, so some rules that are, it should start with a letter or underscore. Now, there are some, as I told you, there are some rules that you need to follow. So always make sure whenever you are declaring your variable, I am going to show you how to declare a variable, everything. So it should start with a letter. Okay, it should not be a number or it should not be any special character, only underscore. Okay, so it should start from a letter or underscore, right? Now, the next part is, yeah, again contain letters, numbers and underscore. The value you can keep it anything, but whenever you are declaring the variable, it should start from letters and underscore. Okay, now the variable is case sensitive. Now, case sensitive in the sense, see, whenever you are defining and declaring a variable, if you have declared your variable in uppercase, make sure throughout the coding you are using the variable with the same value, that is, it should be uppercase anywhere. If it is in lowercase, then you should use the variable in lowercase only. Okay, so make sure whenever you're declaring the value or whenever you're declaring your variable, you should know the pattern, the thing, how you have declared the variable, whether you have underscored, whether you have used underscore before, after, otherwise you will be getting error. Okay, so make sure the variable that you are declaring, that is case sensitive, to use it thoroughly throughout the coding. Now, data types. So what are the data types and why it is important to learn data types? Because if you have seen in other coding languages, whenever you are doing coding, okay, you have to write, you have to just display and you have to write the data type before declaring any of the variable, right? But here in coding in Python, it's not like that. Now let me explain you first of all string. So this is a string data type. Okay, we have lot of examples for it. I'm going to show you while coding how to just see data type, which data type you are using in Python. So the types of data type that you need to remember, first is string. String is always whenever you're keeping any of the value in double quotes, okay, that is your string data type. Now next is integer. Integer, int, that is for whole numbers. Whenever you're declaring any number, anything, so that part is for integer. Next is float value. Float is the decimal value. Okay, that is whenever you're using any, if you want to consider, or if you want to write a program where pi value comes in picture, at that time there is a float data type that we are using. And the next is boolean. So boolean is for true and false, either and for values. Okay, either the condition is true or condition is false. So these are the 4 types of data types that we had. Now next, so I'll just give you an example, okay, how you have to declare a variable. It's just very easy. So whenever you are coding and you are writing any program, as per your program you have to give the name of the variable. Example, this is name. So here the name is the variable name. I have declared a variable with a name. Just a second. Okay, so here if you have seen, this is name is a variable that I have declared, right? Now after that I have assigned a value, that is Alice. So now this is string data type. Okay, so name and the value. So whenever I am going to use my variable throughout the coding, right, I will be using the name. Okay, instead of using the values again and again, you don't have to use the values. Just simply use the variable that you have created. So you can store multiple data in your variable and you can use it simply in your program. So variable makes your work easy, correct? Now the next part is age. I have declared another variable age. So age is 25, right? So now if I will print name comma age, I will be getting the output as Alice 25. Okay, so because here the variable you have seen, I have declared age and the value here is, that is 25, that is the integer data type. But can you see anywhere I have I have declared or I have written int or str or string? No, because this is the you can say the very good and the very latest like thing in the Python, that every time whenever you are declaring your variable anything, you don't have to use and you have to mention the data type. It's just simply you have to write the variable name and give it the value. No need to just mention str int here. Okay, so that's how Python works, right? Now moving ahead here, operators. So we have heard and we have seen variables. Okay, variables are containers that are used to store values. Now for example, if I want to create a program that that is for addition or for any calculations which I am doing, so I need operators, right? So operators, now what are operators? So symbols that performs calculation for comparisons between values. Okay, so operators are nothing but it performs calculation or comparison between the values. So in mathematics, as you're doing your calculations, your comparisons, right? So while developing any of the game or any of the application, we require a lot of these calculations, lot of these things. Okay, so there comes in picture operators. Okay, so using operators you can do your calculation, your comparisons as well. Now how to do calculations and what are the types of operator in Python we have? So let's just see that in our next slide. Now, so first of all, we have a lot of types of operators in our Python, like generally we have. So we have arithmetic operators. Okay, you can just see arithmetic that you use in your maths as well. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, okay, division, then percentage, then these are the 2 stars. Now how to use these operators, okay, that we're going to cover in the programming. Okay, now comparison operators. Okay, so comparison, that is now equals to, not equals to, we have greater than, less than, greater than equals to, less than equals to, right? So these are the comparison operators that we have. Okay, next is the logical operators. So whenever you are developing and you're doing anything programming, you need to build a logic. Okay, now how that logic is built, everything we are just covering in our series. Okay, so you will be watching our series thoroughly, you will get to know how it works. Okay, so logical operators, and, or, not, these are the logical operators. Okay, then the last is assignment operator. Okay, so we have a lot of operators, okay, mentioned here, but in today's session the operators which we are going to use and which we're going to work is arithmetic operators. Okay, so how to use these arithmetic operators, how to make a program using this, why it is used and how it is helpful in our programming. So let's just see now. Okay, so arithmetic operators, I have one of the example here for you. See, if I am declaring a variable's value a and I'm keeping and I'm giving and assigning a value to its 10. Okay, this is my name of the variable and I'm giving the value 10 here. The next is b is 5. Okay, now I want to print a plus b. Okay, so output is going to be 15, right? So this is how you do calculations, you do addition, subtraction using arithmetic operators in programming. We cannot directly write 10 plus 5 and we can run it. No. So first of all, there is a method. Okay, you have to declare your variable and keep the value inside it. Okay, so that is 10 plus 5, here you will be getting the value 15, right? Now, the next is, we need to just see if a is greater than b. Now, here comes in the picture comparison, we are comparing here. Okay, so a is greater than b, so output is that you will be getting the output that is true, right? So this is how it works. So we can use new scenarios, you can try as well if you are giving the value a, okay, higher value and b a lower value, and you just see if b is less than a. So you can try different norms as well. Okay, now moving ahead here, let's do our activity. So it's our activity time and we will be just going to our Python, okay, compiler, that is we are going to do programming in programmers, right? Now, so first of all, let me show you how to declare any variable. It's just very easy. Okay, so if I want to declare any variable, I will be just writing here x. Okay, for example, okay, just let me refresh this here. Okay, if I want to declare any of the variable, it's just as per your program that you are developing. Okay, so you have to write. So now I'm giving a value to my x. So x, that the value I'm going to give here, that is equals to 5. Okay, this is a value. So here my variable is x and the value which I have assigned 5. Now I want to check here. Okay, see, every time whenever we are doing coding, as I told you, you have to mention the data type, right? Whether it is integer, whether it is string, okay? But in Python, it is not required to mention any of the data type, right? So, but if you wanted to know and if you wanted to see which data type is it, okay? So for that, we will be using a function here, okay? Okay, so let me just show you how you can check which data type you have used in your variable. Now, so for that we will be just typing, okay, let's just come down here. Okay, so for that, which variable we are going to use? Okay, that will be writing here print. The function is print, okay, in the curly brackets. Now there is a function called type. Okay, let's just use this function type. Now whenever using this function type, it will help you to know which, or with the value which you have stored, it will help you to know which the data type is it. Okay, so you will be writing type, and inside that type you need to declare your variable name. So my variable name is x. So this type function, this is an implicit method. Okay, this implicit method will help you to know the data type of your value. Okay, so excited to run? Yeah, let's see. Okay, okay, so I have given type here, just a second. Okay, I have given 2 brackets. Yeah, type print. Okay, x is not in capital, that's why I'm getting error. So my x should be in capital. So what I'll just do here, I'll just keep my x in small. See, so whenever, this is why we have got this error. Did you guys got? Did you guys pointed? Because here my x was in capital. So as I told you, this is case sensitive, right? So whenever you're declaring the variable, make sure to use the variable with that lowercase and uppercase with that method only. Okay. So my x should be small. Okay. So let's type and now let's run it again and now see if you're getting any error. See, now we got the class is integer. Okay. So what it's saying, the value which I have stored inside this variable, that is integer. Got it? Yeah. So this is how you can get to know which of the data type you have stored. But here we don't have to mention integer x and or equals to 5. No. Simply you have to type. Right? Now, for example, if I am just typing here anything, any other value, let's suppose I am keeping this in double quotes. Okay. Now, whenever it is double quotes, what does that mean? Okay. Whenever any of your value is in double quotes, whether it is a number or any of the special character, if your value comes inside double quotes, it means it is string. Okay, yeah. So whenever any of the value comes in double quotes, it means it is string. So this is str means string data type, right? So this is how you can get to know, and this method is called as implicit method. Okay, this is how you can just do the implicit data type. The explicit one is, it's like if you want to write here, you don't have to write it. Okay, simply you just have to mention it. Okay, now let's come to the next part. Okay, so we will be just removing this thing and let's do the arithmetic operators. Let's use those arithmetic operators here. Okay, so my x value is 5 and I'm taking y, that is okay equals to my y value is, let's suppose we'll keep here, okay, 3. Now I have x and y. Now I wanted to add, or let's just do a multiplication. Okay, let's do multiplication. So I am declaring here another variable. So as I told you, any value that you want to store, okay, any value that you want to store, you have to always declare a variable and store it inside it. Okay, like a container. So I've stored my 5 in x, I've stored my y, I've stored my 3 value in y. Now the answer which I am going to get, so for that I am going to declare a new variable, that is multiply. Okay, so let's just, or you can just name it as anything you can name it, answer. Okay, now what that answer I want, that it should be equals to x. Okay, it should be equals to x multiplied by, now here we have to take the multiply operator, x multiplied by y. Okay, now I have declared 3 of the variables. So what do you think? Will you be getting the answer on the screen after declaring the variables? Let's see. If I am just only declaring the variables, I have given the value. Now I should get answer, correct? I have declared the answer variable as well. So let's click on run. Okay, so it's just, I am not getting answer. The execution is successful. But why I am not getting the answer? Because every time whenever you are declaring or doing anything, you have to print that answer on screen. See, computer, required every line of code. Okay, every instructions we have to give it to computer, then only it's going to give you the output, isn't it? So for that, now what I'll be doing here is, I will be just using print function. Okay, so print, okay, let's just do print. Now what I need to print here, you need to just give the simply variable name, that is answer. No need to type here any of the value or x or y, anything. No need to type that. Only just simple the variable name that you have created. Okay, so now let's just click on run and let's see. Okay, so 5 times 3 is, we got the output 15. Okay, got it, right? Now similarly, if you want to do any other, let's just do your subtraction. Okay, so now I will be removing this. Okay, let's just do subtraction. Okay, so I have just given here minus sign, right? Now x minus 5. Everything is same. I haven't changed anything. None of the variable is changed. None of the values are changed. If you want to change the value, you can change the value. It's your choice how you want to keep the values. The answer is now x minus 5. So once you run it, you will be getting the output as 2. Because now I have used the subtraction. Okay. So this is how you can use the arithmetic operators here. Right. If you want to add it, okay, simply I'll just show you how to add it. You have to use the add operator. So just use plus sign. Okay. And then we'll just add this. Just click on run. Okay. I think the sign was not initiated. Let me just give here plus. Okay. And then let's run it. So this is how you will be getting the output. Okay. So after this, now arithmetic operators, this is you can use it. Okay. So let's do some of the more tricky part in this. Now I have declared two of the value here, x and y. Okay. Now my x value is 5. Okay. Or let's just change these values. Okay. Let's just keep it 4. My x is 4 and now my y is going to be, I have to take here x, that is my y value should be x plus, okay, I am giving here 2 times 3, okay. Now just forget about this part, let me remove this, okay. Let me remove. Okay, it's x 2 multiplied by 3. See, now my x I have keep here, that is 4, and y is x plus 2 times 3. Okay, so now what I want is, I want that the y should take x value, it should add with 2 times 3. Okay, so let's now see the here output. Okay, and we'll be adding here one more thing. What I want is, it should be, okay, let's do one more thing here. I'm just thinking to add x, that should be plus equals to 5. Okay, and after that I will be printing both of the values on the screen. Okay, so print, and then we need to print here x comma y. Okay, so whenever you will be printing this value, what do you think, which answer you will be getting here? Okay, x comma y. Now what I have done, my kids, here, see, I have given the value x, okay, and y is x plus 2 times 3. Okay, now this is what, it's clear till here, because it will take 4, okay, and then it will multiply and it will add with this 6, okay, then it will be 10. But what I have done is, I have taken x plus equals to 5. Now what this x plus equals to 5 means? It means that if I am taking x here 4, I need to add 5 into the existing value of my x. Got it? What this x plus 5 is going to do here is, it will add 5 into my existing value. Okay, so now let's see the output. Okay, so x value I am getting here 9 and y I am getting here 10. Got it? How it is working? So my x is 9 because what is done? 5 plus 4, that is 9, right? And then it has taken 4 here, okay, and it's 6. So 4 plus 6 is 10. I hope this is clear to you, right? So you can also think about different tricky questions. You can test it how it is working, tricky variables you can create, you can assign values, you can do multiplication, addition, division here in this, right? I hope this activity is clear to you, how I got the output 9 and 10, right? Got it? So moving ahead here, let's just come back, okay, and yeah, so we are done here with the activity. Now let's move ahead. Okay, so I have a good challenge for you. Okay, kids. So now as you got the idea how to use operator, how to declare variables, what are the types of variables and data types we have, let's just do one thing. Okay, so let's do this challenge. So what will be printed on the, or what output you will be getting for this? If the x value is 5, y is 2. Okay, x is 5, y is 2. Now I have to print x multiplied by y plus 3. What do you think? What output you will be getting? Come on, start doing all of the calculations. Come on. What do you think? It's just I'm waiting for your answers in the chat box. Please give me your answers in the chat box. What do you think? What is going to be your answer? So your answer will be 13. Right? Because here I'll be keeping 5 and here I'll be keeping 2. Okay. So now 2 plus 3 is going to be 5 and then my 5 value here is x. Okay. And here we are going to multiply these two values. Okay. 5 times 2. So 5 2s are 10 and add plus 3. That is 2. Oh, so sorry, that is 13. Right. So here is your answer is 13. So this is how you can calculate. You can just create more of the tricky and complex, creations for you, right? And for more complex and more tricky, you can download our application. There you will be getting lots and lots of questions like this that you can solve and you can make your speed very faster. Okay, now moving ahead. So let's go for the next quiz question. Okay, so tell me, this is after doing a lot of tricky calculations. I think this one is going to be very easy for you, right? So what is the output of print that is 5 plus 3? Tell me. This is going to be very, very easy. It's just you have to print 5 plus 3. Yeah? And that is going to be, yes. Okay. So that is, the answer is B, that is 8. Right? Got it? So this is how you can do the variable calculations using data operators. Okay. Now, let's just see which of the following is a valid variable name in Python. As I have explained you, there are some of the rules that you need to follow while declaring the variable. Correct? So what do you think? It is toName, this is correct. First underscore name is correct. Class, is it correct? Or my hyphen variable is correct. Which of the option is correct from here? Okay, if you want to see the live example of this, I can show you. Okay, let's go here in the editor, and if I am declaring the variable, as the rule says, you can use only letters or underscore, right? So if I am using any special character, let's suppose I'm using $, okay, $x. I'm using this $sign everywhere, $x, x. Okay, so whenever you're declaring the variable, I told you it should be similar everywhere. Okay, so now I should get the output 9 and 10 because I haven't changed anything. I have just put the special character here. Okay, now let's just run it. See why I am getting the error here. Okay, file name, that is on the line $x is 4. So it's not taking my special character. Okay, here is how you will get the error, right? Any of the other thing, if other than special character, if you are declaring it with a number, if I'm keeping 4 here, okay, we'll just remove this. We'll just do one thing. We'll remove this $sign and then we'll keep, okay, 4 everywhere now. I'm going to keep 4. Okay. So if you're using any number, let's see if it is taking or not. Okay, x, let's just remove it, and 4xy. Now I'm going to run it. See, it's not taking number as well. Okay, so while declaring the variable, your variable, it should only take underscore and the letter. Okay, now as I'm saying underscore, so let's see if it is taking underscore or not. So we'll just go here and let's give underscore x. Now instead of any number or special character, what I am just doing, I am just giving here underscore. Okay, so let's keep underscore and now run it. Okay, see, now you got the output 9 and 10 again. Okay, so as the rule says, your variable should have underscore and the letter, and it's case sensitive. So make sure whenever you're declaring the variable, it should be case sensitive. Now kids, can you tell me, I have explained you after this, can you just guess which option is correct? What do you think? Which option should be correct? Okay, so let's see the correct option. Correct, that is B, because first underscore name. Okay, this is all in caps. Okay, you can write like any it should be like lowercase and small, anything you can. So first we have used underscore sign, that is name, right? So this is how it works. Because why this to and name is not there? Because now only we have seen, if I am using any number, it's not going to take, right? If I am using only, see if it is class here, right, it's just not taking. Now there is a hyphen sign in my variable, okay, so it's not going to take, right? So this is how variable and operators concept you can practice after the session as well. So now let's revise and let's see what exactly you have learned today. So the first thing is variables, that is used to store data dynamically. Okay, it makes your work, it makes your program easy, right? Then Python has multiple data types. We have seen a lot of data types. We have used arithmetic data types as well. Okay. Next is operators help perform calculations and logic. Okay. So whenever you're using any of the operator, it helps you to perform calculations and logic, and always test your code for errors. Make sure whenever you're developing and declaring any of the variable, always just check all of the rules that I have explained you. You're following those rules or not. Okay, so that's and at that time you'll not be getting any errors if you're using those rules, right? So this is what all of the session was all about. So operators and variables. You can download our application from Play Store and App Store to get more such tricky good questions. There you can practice more. Once you practice more, you can develop your own apps, own games, own websites, right? Now, moving ahead, like, share and subscribe our channel. Share with your friends and family, okay, for more such cool videos. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself, and I'll be seeing you tomorrow in my next series, with a very cool topic. Okay, bye-bye. Take care.